Your application to join the Galactic Council has been reviewed, and if not for one thing you would have been accepted. The Garn spoke in a monotone voice. He looked like an octopus got a hold of a 18th century judge's outfit, although he was missing the wig and the gavel, but damn, he had the look down. Judgment had been passed on humanity. Your refusal to dismantle your armed forces will result in your continued exclusion from the Galactic Council. But we won't dismantle the trade agreements already in place. Full rights will not be extended to your people. His tone implied the proverbial gavel had come down, sentencing humanity to 100 years of waiting at the edge of the galactic community. Life in the galaxy was plentiful, and because of this, new species that discovered space travel were forced to all apply for citizenship at the same time, in 124-year cycles, which is the yearly cycle of the founding race's planet. The complete disarmament of humanity was not something which we could feasibly do. Our own world still wasn't a completely unified government, and while conflict wasn't a constant thing, it is still common. Beyond that, removing our military would take away from the ability of humanity to contribute to the galaxy as a whole. But the council didn't see it that way. A secretary glided into the room. Flying indoors is greatly considered rude by sapient species of the galaxy, but it was becoming more and more commonplace in the government palace on Tyriot. Everything was going wrong, and to Yull it seemed that everyone wanted to make his week worse. "What is it?" Growling at the secretary, Yull made his distaste at her entrance known. Astronomical Information Bureau just called in 12 sizable ships landing into system, origin and full-size extent unknown. What? I need answers, immediately. Send someone down to AIB, and have me updated constantly. Yull was beginning to bloat, an evolutionary trait of his people, who when encountering danger would tend to swell in size to appear larger. "Yes, my lord." The secretary returned to the air. "At once, my lord." Yull looked at the dazed aristocrats around the room. "Anyone else have bad news for me? Another asteroid? More tsunamis? How about another clicking Earth explosion? The Dark God surely has it out for us this week. Who could he have hired to rain misery upon us now?" Only silence answered his questions. A bustling of activity was going on around Ryan as deployment ships were readied for landing. Men and women in full military gear sprinted to get to their drop ships. Space travel has yet to be perfected for humanity, so there tends to be some major jostling when dropping from FTL speeds to planet approachable speeds. All preparations for a major deployment such as this were done on approach to planet side. Ryan's job was simple. He was supposed to inform the planet below that the United Nations of Earth are on approach, and that landing zones for the troops would need to be arranged. Unfortunately, the cataclysmic events on Tyriot in the past few days had caused so much interference and destruction of infrastructure that getting any signal to the planet was not possible. They probably couldn't even contact the galactic community for help. A light buzz on his side brought the incoming call to his attention. "This is Ryan. Please move to deployment vehicle 1142 in Bay 6B for your next assignment. Details are being streamed to your comm unit now." Getting up from his crate, Ryan started a brisk walk to the nearest train station. Pulling up his assignment on his comm, he looked towards what the next 6 hours would have in store for him. Ryan strutted into the room with a swagger that only a being comfortable with a weapon at his side could do. His guard detail in tight formation at the entrance of the room stood at the ready, and Lord Yull sat upon his throne, his swollen body almost eclipsing the chair. "Humans, you have chosen to show your true colors at last. I read your denial hearings, and I can see now why the council refused your application. You are a despicable race, and you have come to take advantage of our misfortune for your own disgusting desire for conflict. Yul got out of his chair and waddled down the dais to stand in front of Ryan. He looked down upon the man in the blue suit. Standing a full half a meter over him, he began to deflate. My people have known misery too much as of late. Your Titan-class ships and carriers would cause us problems on our best days, but these are not our best days. We have no way to oppose you, no reason to fight you, and I have no desire to send more of my people into the Black God's clutches. I only ask that you let rescue efforts conclude before you raid our homes for your plunder. Yul brought out a stone tablet with etched gold hieroglyphs. Our formal surrender. May the Black God turn on you for your despicable deeds. Ryan stood dumbfounded with an 18-kilogram stone tablet in his hands. He watched as Lord Yul walked up to his throne and stood there contemplating the events that had just unfolded. He opened up his comm unit. "Ma'am, did you get all that?" He spoke quietly into his headpiece, watching the room for any other movement. "Yes, we did. Inform the Lord Yul that we accept his surrender and will now proceed with the planned deployment of search and rescue. This should make things go a little smoother actually." Ryan looked to the throne. "Lord Yul, we accept your unconditional surrender to the United Nations of Earth, and as a new colony of Earth, we will proceed with the landing of search and rescue vehicles and the mobile field hospitals." He turned his back to the throne, sunlight hitting the white band on his arm, seeming to make the red cross upon it glow. Author's name and the link to original text is in the description.